Here's one of the latest interviews from Rock and Metal Revival. If you want to hear the whole show, go to rmrshow.com. There's brand new music from the BulletBoys. It's called Roll Over on Rock and Metal Revival. And, dude, I can remember back in about 88, 89, I was at Alpine Valley. Big show, you know, remember the big patio shows? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the opening band
Hot
was
Girls.
Hot Girls. And, the BulletBoys were opening the show, and they are still kicking ass.
Nice to hear.
All these years later, we want to welcome back, welcome to the show for the first time, BulletBoys lead singer Marq Torien. How you doing, bud?
Good, man. Thank you for having me. Yay! You guys are awesome. Cheers to you guys.
Well, Mark, we know that you got to be busier than hell right now. I mean, you've got a brand new album out, Elefante, and you're out on the road.
Yes, sir. Listen, I am so busy. I'm blessed to be busy, you guys.
Exactly.
We're out here right now. I'm actually sitting right next to Keith St. John from LA Guns. We're in the back of the bus, chilling, and I got to tell you, I'm speechless for what's happening with the unbelievable accolades we're getting for Elefante, and I mean that very sincerely. Shout out to everybody that's listening today, and thank you guys I thank you everybody for being so bloody supportive. I can't tell you that the accolades that we're receiving, not to be redundant, but it's freaking all of us out. We're ecstatic.
That's cool.
You know, we are since we got Elefante, we've been listening to it, and we're loving it. It's true BulletBoys. It's real rock and roll. I mean, you guys are just killing it on this release. I mean, you know, the band's been together for now 6 years, Mark. I mean, have you found a cohesive group that you think this is it? This is the BulletBoys?
Oh, absolutely. We are definitely the BulletBoys. You know, we've worked diligently and took pretty big risks for a band from our genre on this body of work. I just felt that it was time to write something from top to bottom that you would much rather pick up the whole body of work than pick up one or two songs. Mm-hmm. No one's really trying to do anything like that, you guys, right now for my supposed genre. We don't live in the past. We live in the now for the future. And it was time to do something that was taking risks musically and painting with broad strokes rather than just trying to meet the standard of what people think is the standard, you know?
Well, Mark, do you ever find yourself, do you feel like sometimes you get pigeonholed into that genre?
Oh, very much so.
Yeah. Does it bother you?
Yes, it does. And I'll tell you why. And it's not out of anger or anything that is foreboding. It is more of why are so many of the bands from the 90s and the 2000s able to reinvent themselves constantly, but bands of our supposed genre aren't really allowed that same type of open-mindedness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. I totally get it.
And, you know, listen, for all intents and purposes, I was very blessed to write Smooth Up and a lot of our big hits that sold us millions of records, but I personally don't want to be known as the Smooth Up guy for the rest of my life. It was something that I did, and to be trying to reinvent the same record and reinvent those particular songs, I've never been about that. As you know, BulletBoys, we've never had one record that sounded the same. Mm-hmm. It's all, of course, cohesive, and it all has the sound of the BulletBoys, but it's never been, we're going to go and try to do this, or we're going to go do this. It's never been that. So, I mean, there's so many brand new, amazing bands that I just love and revere that I want to be able and have, hopefully, that opportunity to play with some of the bands of now. I mean, we were just talking right now. We just got a shout-out from Rival Sons on our record, and I love the Rival Sons.
Oh, yeah, great band. I
love Probot. I go to see these bands and, you know, perform, and I'm very, very supportive of new music that pays homage to rock and roll, punk rock music, and, you know, that type of, and metal. So to have these type of bands that are listening to your new joint and to get their thumbs up, you know, I just had an interview a while ago, you know, to get a friend of mine like Tommy Lee to send you an email just blowing up and loving your record is like, oh my God, it's just like unbelievable. You know, you're just like, wow, you're speechless because you're going like, wow, we're moving our friends with our music, and they're feeling not only the joyous feeling of the record, but also the pain and suffering that I've been through in my personal life to put this body of work together.
You know, this album is I mean, I was talking about that show that we were back in late 80s, early 90s, or, you know, at Alpine Valley. And I was, you know, I had a buddy of mine that was with me at that show that day, you know, and I said, dude, you got to listen to this new BulletBoys album. And he goes, oh, yeah, that's the guy that does Smooth Up. And he listened to the album. He went out and bought it right away. So somewhere in there, don't you feel like, you know, the past has got to help you get to where you're at right now?
No, absolutely. But you know what, you guys? If we dwell in the past, we die in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
If we're constantly looking in the rearview mirror, we're never looking through the front windshield, and you're never going to be able to get from point A to point B. What it was is that we decided as a team that we needed to put together a great team. That means great publicists, great company that will promote your record, a great label that's a boutique label that has the heart and love and soul of music still, and is not listening to the naysayers and the hate mongers and the bulliers.
Yeah.
That they're listening to the music, and they're not listening to it with a tin ear, but they're listening to with an ear that's open and a heart that's open. And I'm sorry I speak the way I speak, but I'm trying to paint pictures for you guys of how things have, the process that we've been through. It took 2.5 years, but it was 2.5 years of a lot of struggle.
Yeah.
Of working with, we were actually working with this one label, and they became defunct. And then there was issues with that, and the time to get them to come into the studio, and there's all these little things. And I mean, it doesn't sound like you're like going, oh, well, that's not too monumental, but on the grand scheme of things, when you don't have the finances that some of these great artists have, it becomes way more difficult, and you have to hustle and think out of the box.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what we did. I mean, I did not want it to be released until we, as individuals, actually myself, Nick Blas, Chad McDonald, and Sean Duncan, were extremely happy with with the music that I wrote and that we created together. That we were happy with it, you know, like we were really happy with it, whether it ever came out. So once we got to that place, we were just like, this is all I can do. It's time for it to come out now.
Well, I give you a lot of props for coming out with new music, because a lot of bands from back in the late 80s and 90s and stuff are just living on their laurels of what they've done in the past.
No, they are living off their old laurels.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
you know what I think it is, though, bro? I think there's a fear factor.
Yeah, exactly.
With musicians. You know, we're all so volatile, and just, you know, like myself, I'm, you know, regardless of what I've been doing, I'm still shy musically, and you're still, sometimes you have that fear of, oh, people are going to, you know, maybe they're not going to like this, and you throw away a song, and go, no, that's not going to, you know, that's way too out of the box, or, you know, you start thinking like that as an artist, and I try not to do that at all this time. I just said, I'm going to put my whole life out there, and I'm going to be honest with my lyrics, and be honest with my heart, and be honest with my fans, friends, and family. I encompass into one body. So our fans are our family, our friends are our fans, our families are family. It's all family, you know.
Yeah.
We take the Leonard Skinner approach to things,
Correct.
and we have our whole careers, and you know, that's why I'm on the phone with you guys right now. That you actually took the time to listen to this little band called the BulletBoys out of Southern California, from a genre that's way past, and that we're getting the second comeuppance and second life in our careers is just uncanny.
That's very cool. And
sure.
one big question I got for you, Mark, is now your career has spanned quite a few years. How are the new songs working out with the songs from the past in the live set?
Oh, perfect. Like we were just doing it last night. We're actually doing 4 to 5 songs from the new record, and with our other hits from the past, but they work in congruence with each other. It's really bizarre.
Nice.
You're going like, wow, this is great. But when we start playing this new stuff, because last night I said, you might have heard this song on the radio, and we went into Rollover, and then everybody stood up because they heard it on the radio.
Nice.
It's like, this is our new single, and, so it's doing some damage out there, and we're getting ready to release our first video, you guys, in almost 22 years.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So ridiculous, right? So I'm ecstatic about it. We had a huge opportunity to shoot a video in Los Angeles here with a really good friend of mine who is a stalwart person that works on The Voice and American Idol, and he came and directed the video. Mr. Diego Negretti has great vision, very punk rock in his life and the way he lives his life and the way he does things, very rock and roll. And he was a perfect guy for it. He just had this thing of, I tell him, this is what I want to do. He says, great. What if we had this with this? And it's like, wow, that's exactly what I was going to tell you next. So we're editing in the editing process right now, and I think we got some stuff, man. So I'm really, really anxious to get this out there to everybody and for everybody to see it.
Well, it's one thing I'll tell you what is that I'm looking forward to is seeing you out on the road. Now, are you out just by yourself? Or are you going to be in a package tour, or what's the tour plans?
We're out right now, you guys, on the Armed Alliance tour. It's BulletBoys, LA Guns, Tracy Guns,
nice.
and Rudy Sarzo. And I brought on a band called the Killer Bee from Europe with Paul Chapman from UFO playing guitar.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
So it's a night of real music, real songs, real singing.
Wow.
I know.
That's something different.
I don't say that. I don't say that. Try to be mean, but man, we're the days of the real singers and cats that can still sing are they're very waning these days. So I'm very blessed that I can still sing like the first record, and the cats out here that are singing, they're great singers, and everybody's out here kicking ass. And we played our first show in Tucson last night, and it was off the hook. So we're really looking forward to it. We have 5 shows already that are sold out, which is unheard of. The fact that we're even on this beautiful, brand new Prevost bus that we're with is unheard of, bro. We've been doing tours for the past 10 years in vans, cars, planes, RVs. This is the first time that I've been, headlining on a beautiful bus and having all our friends here on this. It's such a blessing. Today when I wake up and there's Keith and Tracy and Rudy and everybody's having coffee, it's just like it's so rad, dude. I can't even tell you.
Well, we hope that tour gets up here to the Midwest, because I know that brother sitting next to you, Keith St. John, can really bring it.
Yeah, Keith's sitting next to me. Hold on, say hi, Keith. Hey, what's up?
Hey, Keith, it's Red and Jerry.
They love you. They said that Keith can really sing. But yeah, this bloke can really do it.
So is that the Gunzo? Are they doing the Gunzo?
Yeah, Gunzo.
Gunzo, yeah. I'm looking forward to hearing that.
Gunzo? Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, when are you getting up
really
to the Midwest,
cool,
man?
I'm sorry?
When are you guys bringing it up to the Midwest, to the Wisconsin area?
When are we in the Midwest, Keith? We're in Wisconsin too, right? I'd say the next week, like in about a week.
Really?
Oh, no shit.
We're out here for almost a month, and then we're getting ready to go on. We're doing a second leg, and then we're doing a third leg, and then we're going to Europe in November, all through Europe. So we're booking that right now as you speak. And we're just going to keep on keeping on, man. We've got some shows with some really, really huge artists. I can't mention their names right now because they would get very mad at me.
Well, we hope to see it.
Yeah, for sure. Now, are there any songs?
Yeah, man.
Are there any songs on the new album you think could have benefited from cowbell? Because I'm thinking like Superhuman Girl could have used some cowbell.
Superhuman Girl. Right now, we're like almost #1 in all the strip clubs with Superhuman Girl throughout the country.
Nice.
If you can believe it or not, it's crazy.
Well, we'll go out and check it out.
Yeah, it's all about the the vision of an empowered woman.
Nice.
That can take you down.
Nice.
That she has the power, sex, and money, honey, because that's all she needs, because that's what she bleeds.
Yeah.
So look out.
Well, hey, Mark, now if people want to keep up with the Bullet Boys and where you guys are going on tour and where they can buy this great album, you want to give everybody the lowdown?
Yes, sir, definitely. You can we're on Facebook. We are on Instagram. We are on Twitter constantly. We are on Snapchat. Our Facebook, our website is www.bulletboysofficial.com. You can constantly monitor us through there. We're actually going to be out here doing little bits of film and posting it on our site to let people into our world, into the bus, where I sleep, what we do, having coffee in the morning, how we sit around and, write at the different things of how a tour is actually constructed and, what we do to bring the big circus to everybody.
Cool.
Outstanding. And then the record is available at all your regular outlets?
Yes, it's available everywhere. Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, every outlet that you could think of, it is out there. We are with Cleopatra Records /Deadline. You can also go to www.cleopatrarecords.com and catch up with us. You can order any of our records from there. And also at our website, www.bulletboysofficial.com, you can get them there too. Also, for everybody that's coming out to the shows, we have a Walmart of merch, Bullet Boys merch out here. So please come on out. We've got a lot of great stuff for you guys. We're doing a lot of meet and greets, and we're also doing special bus meet and greets on certain days of the week where we have people come in and are able to spend a little time on our bus and to get a little meet and greet bag and to say hello to everybody and take a couple photos so we can get closer to our fans.
That's outstanding. Well, I tell you what,
Thank you.
We love this new album right now.
Oh, thank you so much.
A top 10 release for 2014, and we're going to play a
2015.
Yeah, 2015, I should say.
And we're into 2016, you guys know how we roll. We're going to roll hard.
So we're gonna
all the way into the next year on this record.
We're gonna play Symphony off this new album, Elefante.
Oh, yeah.
It is in your stores. Mark, you want to tell us a little bit about that one?
Possibly our next single.
Okay.
Possibly.
Nice.
All right.
So a lot of people are, what's really great. We're getting the not from my mouth, but from all these. I've done almost 30 interviews. It's been insane, and I'm so blessed for it. And they're saying that it reminds me of a mini Appetite for Destruction, because everybody has their favorite songs on the record. So there's no fillers on this record. I worked diligently as a writer to make sure that wasn't going to happen on this record. So we don't know what the second single may be. So we're tossing stuff around, but a lot of people have been gravitating to the Superman feeling of Symphony. That we can still be people from the island of the misfit toys, but at some point that we'll have our comeuppance too, and that we're all in this together, man, and just hold on, hang tight with all your might.
All right, Mark, thank you for coming on Rock and Metal Revival. My brother, you are welcome back anytime.
Oh my gosh, listen. Thank you guys for having me, and I mean that, and I really mean that, you guys. I really effing mean that. I've been doing this for a minute. And for you guys and for us as humans, time is very important to us. And for you taking the time to have a chat with me and listening to this new body of work means everything to our organization. So thank you.
To catch the whole show of Rock and Metal Revival, all you have to do is check it out on these affiliates. Mega Rock Radios on Saturdays from 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and on Uncontrolled Noise Tuesdays at 1 a.m., Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and on Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern on UncontrolledNoise.com. And make sure that you leave them a message and tell them that you found Rock and Metal Revival on their stations. Enjoy this edition of Rock and Metal Revival.